now Google is using entrapment strategies. So this is important. So my YouTube site, the way I've always followed the rules, 100% followed the rules. I know the rules better than anyone. I used to teach communication classes. By the way, this is one of my favorite songs of all time. Boys are the one that ever supported me. Well, Prince did also. Time to face the strain. Come on, you little rock and rollers. It's like copyright. Remember when Supertramp tried to copyright my Sony? Tried to go after my entire site for using the term, they'll be calling you a radical? I fought him off myself. I'm like, oh, what? You're the plagiaristic. I'll be calling you out. Many preachers have used that for years and years and years and years. Jesus Christ used it. I started naming off all quotes. Martin Luther King used it. I went clear back into the 20s and the famous, what's his name, the evangelical preacher used it. Lots of people have used it. So who's the plagiarist? It's like Kansas. They tried it too. Sony Records. On Dust in the Wind. I said, that's a native poet song. They found it in a library and stole it. Who's the plagiaristic fuckers? So now they're using entrapment on me. I taught the communication class at the #1 school of business in the United States. This PhD of mine is ongoing because I got blackballed at the Masonic University. And so I understand figurative speech versus literally better than anyone. I was flipping the soup can, using fuck. I got an email from Google that said my retention, I knew the search engine, the algorithm was not based on view count. People were using freaking spam, now, they still do it. Sophomore. I'll tell you what's disgusting on YouTube. These guys are mixing these videos of Olympic female athletes and zooming in on, it's disturbing. Oh, they sponsor that. The stuff that's allowed on you, but not Kevin Blanch, not allowed. Kettling. I knew that the algorithm, YouTube used to call themselves the Great Equalizer. They used to call themselves the Great Equalizer. CIA got told, So I knew the United States Supreme Court had ruled. I used to teach a communication class. Look, I started arguing with a professor how this YouTube site started. On the, before Fukushima's experimentation in my social career, I was an activist for years and years, started using this platform. I started experimenting with the word fuck. Started experimenting with retention. I got an email from YouTube that says your retention, not the top 1%, was one of the top 10 YouTube sites on earth for retention. My retention rate's still incredibly high. Flipping the soup can, fuck, the art form. Michelangelo, the art is nothing but a form of communication, making your statement, use the genre of the day. How effective was I? Used to Google Fukushima meltdowns, the #1 subject matter on the face of the earth. You'd get Kevin Blanch, freaking 18 of 20. You might get BBC popping up, CNN. Look who I'm competing at. BBC, Reuters, CNN, the entire propaganda machine. I was kicking their ass. Salmon collapse? Rightfully so. Because my data was correct. My data was good. My video content was historic. I used to use those pop-ups, remember? Pop up and I put all that incredible freaking stuff. That's Google software. Google software. I followed their rules. I did everything they did. And all of a sudden, because, early day, my videos were paintings. Still are. My back sets, my drops, everything. And then they defaced which is against the law, they defaced my work. Using their software, their stuff. I followed their rules. They changed the rules at the freaking third quarter. They're way behind, so they go in and just change their own rules and go retro. They changed the rules at the 2-minute warning and went back and started freaking taking touchdowns away in the first quarter. They changed the rules in the championship game. They changed the rules at the World Series and started taking victories away that I got in April and May. So now they're using, this is outrageous. Now they're using entrapment. I have the default set on my site, and I have for years. None of my videos are made for kids. Not for kids. I have the default on every one. So I'm in Idaho, and I do a fuck the NCAA. So I'm looking on an abstract computer system yesterday, just to check why they kettling me so hard. I turned the internet kettling. They changed the rules. They used to call themselves the Great Equalizer. Look at them now. I mean, it's total internet kettling. I look and it says right in the tag in the video, made for kids. I never did that. Why would I do that? I don't ever touch that. It says it right in the tag of my video because I did a fuck the NCAA. They're trying to entrap me. It's entrapment. It's outrageous. You know, the internet kettling is beyond unbelievable. You know, I read something about a metadata guy came to me from Google a long time ago, and he says, they're killing you so hard. Army Corps engineers sent me emails saying, hey, they got you classified. What? Who's they? The Army, an insider. I mean, I have the videos. I posted them online. I did everything by the rules. I have never violated the fucking rules. It is not, the United States Supreme Court ruled that this is not cable TV. This is not radio. Now they want it to, they've turned it into, you know, everybody's turned it in to sit around and regurgitate blah, blah. I like the keyboard activists. They're going to take credit for all this blood and pain. You know, Black Lives Matter gets credit by 3 keyboard activists who went, now you think about that. All the blood, sweat, pain, and tears in the street, in the freaking Washington Square, you know, Occupy, Million Mass March, freaking, and that's where the crap, it's disturbing. On location, doing the work, historic footage. I mean, I have so much historic footage to blow your mind. The United States Supreme Court ruled a long time ago, this was hashed out, that YouTube videos is digital copyright. And digital copyright mirrors published link copyright. They did. Why do you think it says published? Under published copyright, you can say what the fuck you want. Figuratively. Of course, you can't literally. And I'm the master at it. I taught it at the #1 school of business in the United States. How good was my art form of communication? Not to mention on location. Not to mention historic. But my daughter says, well, the one thing these guys can't ever take away from you, you never did that, is the cancer component of this story. I'm like, yeah. Went in the bone marrow transplant 10 years ago, coming right up on 11/11/11. So now they're using entrapment on me. Turn and face this. The only celebrities that ever support me, Prince sent me a check for $3,000 in purple ink. I didn't know it was Prince till after he died, and then people talked about it. I guess he did it to a lot of people. He watched a lot of YouTube videos. He made songs about chemtrails because he put them out. I understand he made songs about Fukushima also. Of course he's dead. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? You've been smacked by a CIA. The great equalizer. I said it, the CIA, the NSA, the powers that be that run this country, this is the great equalizer. You go along with this winning team until they break ranks because they get cancer too. Fukushima will kill them too. It will kill us all. I have some rue for you, and I have some for me. Some nuclear fallout rue, the country and western version of Hamlet. I knew what I was doing on retention, and I was winning incredibly. This art form earlier, what I was able to, Michelangelo again, the greatest communication artist who ever lived. This is nothing but a form of communication. I knew how to hold retention. I freaking argued, and I did it until they started cheating. Google's the one cheating. The United States Supreme Court ruled this is publish. This is publish. This is literature copyright. I can say fuck all the fuck I want. And by the way, how they decide what's good for kids and whatnot. So I just played along. I said, I beat him at that punch. I says, I'm just going to say none of it's for kids. So I have a default. Everybody knows this. You just default not for kids on any video content. These videos aren't for kids. You know, I've always understood that. You go back, somebody says, oh, I saw you saying the F word around your grandson when he was a little guy. I said, no, I don't. I have him. This is the quantum leap they take. You know, I had people saying that I said this to a person. Colbert, who sold out his website, he told me that I got all physical with it. And I said, you're a liar. Prove it. And then he said he was at the Million Mass March. He got in an argument with some girl who I don't even know. And then try to say, this is the fraud. I says, no, I know how to, I've never said the F word ever once with my grandson in the videos. I'm that good at it. I know what I'm doing. I don't break the rules. But now they have a whole new set of rules. First Amendment, they annihilated it, which is against the law. What they've done to my YouTube site is against the law. What they've done to Kevin Blanch is against, just remember, this entire site, and you can go interview my doctors. There'll be a trial someday. You know what the United States government has done to Kevin Blanch on the Fukushima, just the greatest subject matter in the history of mankind. In critical condition. I proved it to the FBI that freaking dozens and dozens of trolls attacked me. While I'm in critical condition, paid by the NEI, the Nuclear Energy Consortium. We tracked it down. We proved who these people were. They know, they don't care. It's felonies in all 50 states. I was in critical condition. The trolls all over me attacking me viciously, illegally. While I'm in critical condition. I'm a cancer victim. AML de novo. I remember when they were attacking me when I had open heart surgery. Remember I'm bleeding out of my face and they're attacking me? I mean, there's videos of my central line hanging out of my jugular vein inside the unit. There's videos of me come in the bone marrow center by the dozen. There's videos of me with my chest split open heart surgery. Why they're attacking me? So now they're using entrapment. I looked at that and I'm like, because I did a fuck the NCAA video. In Pokey. And it says right there, 4 kids. Like, what the fuck? Total entrapment. They've hacked my Facebook page again for the 13th time. My Facebook page got hijacked. Remember when they put up all those fake videos that said I said this in Canada, blah, blah. All fake, all fraud, which I proved it was. Remember when I'm in Livermore, California, and they hacked in and sent emails to all my subscribers and says I was in jail in freaking Cork, Ireland? I need money. A guy called me from Cork, Ireland. Kevin, this email is here. I mean, I don't think you're in Cork, Ireland. I think you're in Livermore, California. But if you are, I'm there. I'll come bail you out. I mean, they wait till I'm gone. This is the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. When I'm in Europe, you know, traveling around, I don't even have Wi-Fi. I don't have shit. They all turn on me in 2015, attack me viciously. The same people that are supposed to be supporting me. And the YouTube goes after my entire site. Says I used the term, they'll be calling you a radical, and they said that was, I'm like, bullshit. Who's the plagiaristic fuckers? So now they're using entrapment. I mean, it's outrageous. If they took the brakes off Kevin Blanch and Northern Kettled, I would have freaking... A guy from YouTube came to me 3 years ago in Monterey, MELTDOWN'S. He says, you have upwards of 70 million. They came to me the first video I put up on Fukushima the day that it happened. These are lying, they're lying, these are mouth. That video should be freaking... You know, you sell digital copyright, that should be worth $100 million. And I don't even have a fucking car. I've lived in abject poverty. I get by with a little help from my friends, and they've attacked me. Mike Lee kicked me off Medicaid when I was on a bone marrow transplant center. You don't think? I go talk to my doctors. I can't believe what they've done. Same thing they did to him. And my Special Forces Marine father. Oh, there are no Special Forces. You're full of shit. Yes, there are. My CIA uncle told me. He gave me that. Fuck. It's unbelievable. Just the best subject matter. That video had 145,000 views when I went to bed. It was being pushed around all social media platforms. I made the front page of newspapers all over the world. Google comes to me the next morning, that video's got 11,000 views. I'm like, what the fuck? Years later, Google sent me an email and says, we don't count abstract view count. What's abstract view count in your mind? Facebook page, Twitter, newspapers. So it has to be there with their AdSense account. Google denied me an AdSense account in the early days. Why I was in the bone marrow transplant center. Why? I just told you why. But I have no attorney, have no car, have no nothing. I think back of this journey. I have my life. I'll take it. Thank you, everybody, who supported this historic work. Unbelievable. It's just the greatest subject matter in the history of mankind. And, you know, maybe get freaking 90 views. So now Google's using entrapment. I followed every rule they ever had. Who doesn't follow the rules? They don't. Changes, turn and face the strength. Stand